lowest magnification of the slide, you will see structures like this, and these are vessels. All these are vessels. So we will distinguish the vessels in our future lectures. But in this lecture, I want you to distinguish capillaries, which lines simple squamous epithelium. So I magnify my image, and the capillaries, the structures that I'm going to find is here. So I'm going to further magnify my image. As you can see here, these are capillaries, alright? These are capillaries. And capillaries, inside the capillaries is lined with simple squamous epithelium. And this simple squamous epithelium in the capillaries is especially called endothelium, alright? Endothelium. And as you can see here, this is the nucleus of simple squamous epithelium, and this is the cytoplasm. And the nucleus, as you can see, it looks like bulge towards the outside of the cell. And the cytoplasm for this simple squamous epithelium is really thin. It is really thin. And this is another capillary lined with simple squamous epithelium. And this is the nucleus, flat nucleus of simple squamous epithelium. And this is the thin cytoplasm. So the first example I have shown you is the simple squamous epithelium lined the capillaries. And this epithelium in the capillaries is characteristically called endothelium. The second example I'm going to show you is simple cuboidal epithelium. And the simple cuboidal epithelium is found. The example I'm going to show you is the tubules of the kidney. So this is the lowest magnification. In this lowest magnification, you will see lots of tubules like this. So it's not easy to distinguish in the lowest magnification. So I put it into higher magnification. It's not easy to distinguish. So, and this is the highest
on the left side.
Yep. All right. So this is the highest magnification, and these are all tubules in kidney. Okay, kidney tubules, and all these kidney tubules are lined with simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium. When you look at the simple cuboidal epithelium, the width of the cell is similar to the height of the cell. And in vertical section like this, the cells looks like cubic, alright? That's why we are classified these cells are as a cuboidal epithelium. And because there is only one layer of cells, that's why we call it simple. And the shape of the cells are cubic, that's why we call it cuboidal. So in simple cuboidal epithelium, the nucleus is round and generally in the middle of the cell. So in the second slide, all you can look is simple cuboidal epithelium, which lines the tubules of the kidney. So can you distinguish simple cuboidal epithelium? This is another simple cuboidal epithelium. This is the nucleus of the cell, stained a little bit darker, and around the nucleus you can see the cytoplasm. I'm very sorry. So this is the simple cuboidal epithelium. And the third example I'm going to show you is the simple columnar epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium occurs in the small intestine, and I'm going to give you the, show you the small intestine here. In this slide, MA1209E, you will have 3 different tissues. And for simple columnar epithelium, all you have to look is the small intestine. It may be difficult to distinguish, but we will help you. It's the darkest organ and the biggest organ on your slide. I'm going to show you how it looks like. So this is the lowest magnification. So this is an example of small intestine. All right. So the epithelium that lines small intestine, to find the epithelium that lines small intestine, you have to look towards the lumen of the organ. So this is the lumen of the organ, and these are villus structures that you are going to learn in the future lectures. And the epithelium lines these villus structures. These are the epithelium. So I'm magnifying the image to see the epithelium more comfortably or clearly. I magnify more. Maybe one more. Okay. Simple columnar epithelium is generally found in the digestive system tract, and the main function of the simple columnar epithelium is absorption. So, as you can see here, these are the simple columnar epithelium. See, that lines the small intestine. And when we look individually, the cells are tall and columnar in shape, and their nucleus is generally in the same level. The nucleus of the simple columnar cell are generally in the same level. And it sits in the upright position in vertical sections, as you can see here. So this is the nucleus, and this is the cytoplasm of the cell, and all these lining epithelium is simple columnar epithelium. As I have mentioned in the simple cuboidal epithelium, I call it simple because there is only one layer of cells here. I call it columnar because of the shape of the cells here. And as you can see here, there is this brush border or situated border. In your lectures, you have learned that these brush borders consist of microvilli. Okay, and the microvilli functions to enlarge the surface of the absorption. So please examine this brush border or striated border in your slides as well. And the third example I'm going to show you is stratified epithelium. So we have finished simple epithelium, and now we are coming to the stratified epithelium. Theoretically, the stratified epithelium means more than one layer of cells, okay? More than one layer of cells. And the first example I'm going to show you is non-keratinized. For non-keratinized stratified epithelium, I'm going to show you vagina. So vagina epithelium is lined with stratified non-keratinized epithelium. Okay. So this is the lowest magnification. This is the lowest magnification of vagina, and for epithelium you have to look to the top of the section. So this is the epithelium. As you can see, there are many multi-layers of cells found in the epithelium of the vagina. And in the base, the cell shape are more like cuboidal, but when you look through to the surface, superficial zone, the epithelial shapes turns into more squamous type epithelium. That's why this classification is striated, non-keratinized squamous epithelium. We call this non-keratinized because if we look in depth the surface cells, as you can see, the surface cells do not lose their nuclei and they are not filled with keratin. That's why this is non-keratinized, all right? And as you can see here, the basal cells are more cubic or polymer type, but through to the surface, the shape of the cells become more polygonal or squamous type epithelium. All right, in this next slide, you will examine the stratified non-keratinized. As you have learned in your lectures, the epithelium can be keratinized as well to protect our body. And when we talk about keratinized stratified epithelium, the first example that should come to your mind is the skin. So in the fifth example, I'm going to show you the skin. So this is the lowest magnification of the skin. And this is the connective tissue part. For this laboratory, all you have to study is this part. This is the epithelium, all right? This is the epithelium. And I'm going to magnify the image, but for your sake, I'm telling you here that this is the epithelium. These cells are proliferated, but when you look at here, there is in the sole of the skin, there is this keratin layer is apparent. Let's magnify our image. I'll further magnify it. So this part is the epithelium, and this part from here to here is the keratinized epithelium. As you can see here, these cells do not have nuclei, all right? So they lack nuclei, and all these cells are filled with keratin. That's why, and this keratin layer flakes from the surface of the skin. So this is the epithelium without keratin, and this is the keratin flakes from the skin, which has no nuclei or filled with keratin. So this type of epithelium is classified as stratified because there are multiple layers of cells, stratified, keratinized, because you can see the cells lost their nuclei and filled with keratin, epithelium. The other example I'm going to show you is pseudo-stratified epithelium. Pseudo-stratified. Pseudo-stratified means yalancı çok katlı. Why do we call it pseudo-stratified? I'm going to explain. So the pseudo-stratified epithelium is, I can give the trachea as an example to pseudo-stratified epithelium. When you look at the tracheal epithelium, so this is the trachea, all right? So this is the cartilage tissue, this is the connective tissue, and this is the epithelium tissue. In this laboratory, all you have to focus on is this part, through to the lumen, this epithelium. And I magnify the epithelium. So again, this is the epithelium. I further magnify the epithelium. All right. It's a bit fussy, but we can see it from here. As you can see here, in pseudostratified epithelium, all the cells rest on basal lamina. All the cells. See, this cell, that cell, all of these cells rest on the basal lamina. But because the nucleus of these cells are at different levels, it gives the impression of a strata, but there is only one layer of cells, alright? So, because all these cells rest on the basal lamina, but not necessarily all these cells reaches to the lumen. That's why it gives the impression of a strata. But as I said, in pseudostratified epithelium, there is only one layer of cells. But these cells nuclei are at different levels. And the basal cells do not reach to the apical or do not reach to the lumen. But every cell in pseudostratified epithelium rests on basal lamina. As you can see here in the trachea, you can see cilia. So these are the cilia on the top of the epithelial cells. So classical classification for tracheal epithelium is pseudostratified epithelium with cilia. Alright? Pseudostratified epithelium with cilia. And the last example I'm going to show you is transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium occurs in the urinary tract, and it has studied very well in the urinary bladder. That's why I'm going to show you transitional epithelium in the urinary bladder. It is called transitional because, this is our urinary bladder organ, alright? And the epithelium is this pink part, is the epithelium of the organ. This pink part is the epithelium of the organ. So I would like you to focus on this part. So I'm going to magnify the image. Yes, like this. So this is the epithelium of the urinary bladder. And this epithelium is transitional epithelium because as transitional epithelium occurs in the urinary tract, it means that these organs can be filled with urine or it can be empty. If it's filled with urine, the epithelial cells will stretch and it will become more cuboidal or squamous epithelium type. But when it's relaxed or if there is no urine, it means that these epithelial cells will become more columnar to cuboidal. Alright? So the meaning of the name classification, transitional epithelium, means when the organ is filled or relaxed, the epithelial cells are, you can see the epithelial cells more cuboidal to columnar, but when it's filled with urine or when it's stretched, these epithelial cells will change shape and they will become more squamous or cuboidal epithelium. And transitional epithelium can only be seen in the urinary tract. I think we have finished all our examples, but I want to remind you that, especially in the exams, you have to write the full name of the epithelial. When we ask, name the epithelial type, lines the organ, do not say squamous epithelium. It's wrong. You should say simple squamous if there is one layer of cells, or stratified squamous if there is more than one layer of cells. Alright? Yeah. Are there any questions? Clear? Alright, good luck, and I will take any of your questions while we are in the class.
Thank you, Hocam.